Yo, what's up? How old are you?
6.
Awesome. You ever shot a gun before?
No.
All right. Well, here's a shotgun, 3-inch slugs. Targets that way. Have fun.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
And I'm E-House.
We here at Gun Gamers do a lot of shooting with real firearms, and we love introducing new shooters into the world of firearms as well.
We also don't love seeing all the stories on the internet of people being stupid and creating an unsafe experience for first-time shooters. So the first thing you're going to want to do before anyone picks up a firearm or fires a shot is go over the 4 rules of firearm safety. These are in no particular order. Make sure your finger is straight off the trigger until you are ready to fire. All firearms are always loaded and you should treat them as such, even if they're not. Know your target's foreground and its background, and never let the muzzle cover anything you are not willing to destroy. You want to make sure your new shooter understands these very clearly, and you want to make sure that you have explained them very clearly. If they have any questions, make sure you answer them. After you go over the 4 rules of firearm safety, you're also going to want to go over any rules that your range has. So for example, at our range, you can't engage the 50-yard steel target with anything above .223, let's say, and you want to engage, 30-06 or whatnot out at the 100-yard target. So we would explain that to any new shooters coming out to our range to make sure that everyone is not going to destroy all the stuff that we've put out there. It costs money.
After you go over all the basic rules and range-specific rules, then you're going to want to introduce someone to a firearm. And you're going to need to go through all of the features of that firearm. Don't skimp on any details. Go through how to load, unload the firearm, all the safety features, and any additional stuff that it may have. You're probably also going to want to go through how you're going to want to hold the firearm and what to expect in terms of recoil. You shouldn't start with a big caliber gun, because we've all seen those videos where people shoot like, oh, here's a 500 Magnum, have fun with this, and then they almost shoot themselves in the face. That's not good for gun owners. It's not good for the people shooting it. Don't do it. Start them with something small, work their way up to what they enjoy, and continue to see how it goes.
I also think it's important to remind you that never ever push someone beyond their threshold. If someone is uncomfortable or at any point wants to stop somewhere, respect their decision. I mean, really, that's more ammo for you to shoot if anything else. So just never push someone beyond their limit. That's how people get hurt, and that's how you send someone home with a bruised shoulder and then they didn't have a fun day.
When it comes to shooting a firearm for the first time, I mentioned briefly that you need to walk them through how they want to hold it. It's very important that you teach them how not to scope themselves, and other things you want to teach them is how to properly hold the rifle, different pressure on it. Every rifle is going to shoot a little different in terms of how you want to hold it. A bolt gun isn't going to work the same as a semi-auto. Depends on your grips, recoil. You're going to want to do different kinds of things. And you want to walk the shooter through the multiple options, because ultimately you want them to do what's comfortable to them, but also safe. And once you have them find that happy middle ground, they're going to have a much more enjoyable time shooting.
So to summarize, be safe, don't be stupid, don't push anyone past their limits, respect someone's boundaries, and give them clear, consistent instructions, and make sure that they understand everything, because you don't want them to be surprised by anything, and you don't want anyone to get hurt. Another thing that's a good idea is generally you're going to want to bring any extra safety equipment that a new shooter is going to need, because the odds of them having proper ear protection for shooting firearms are not very good. So make sure that you have extra ear protection. Extra eye protection is usually a good idea as well. A lot of people have eye protection of some sort, but make sure you bring extra. So make sure you have everything you need, make sure that you're not pushing anyone past their limits, and make sure that you're just generally prepared to bring someone out for a safe and fun first time shooting. If you're not comfortable doing that, and if you think that you're not going to be able to instruct someone clearly, there's no shame in bringing them to a professional range where a range safety officer is on staff, and where you can have someone who is NRA certified or just has a very serious background in firearms training, walk them through it. That's often a great place to start with a new shooter. So, I'm E-House.
I'm Kyle.
We'll see you guys on the range.